G'day guys, welcome to today's video. Today is Q&A Sunday. I am bringing these videos out while filming them on a Sunday, but by the time they get uploaded and I upload them overnight, they probably come out early in Monday morning. So what I'm going to do is try and film these videos after this video has been filmed, maybe on Saturday or something, and then release it by Sunday morning. So then it just feels a little bit more official in terms of Q&A Sundays. But however, let's get stuck straight into the video and I'll answer your guys' questions that you've posted during the week. So it's not really a question, but I feel like just quickly talking about it anyway. It is from 4, that is the number 4, Culture King. Bro, I'm thinking to start eBay and I live in Melbourne. Nice to be at your channel. And I am a YouTuber as well. So just quickly, if you're thinking about starting it, just go straight ahead, jump into it, make some mistakes, and just learn the process as you go. But if you like thrifting and reselling and stuff, there's nothing to lose. Just jump in there and give it a crack, I reckon. It wasn't really a question, but I just felt like quickly answering that. Alright, so Carlos Benjamin asks, so what are the P plates in the car? Hang on a second, I'll be back. So these are the P plates. I display the green ones. Let me explain what they are first. It's just an identification of your current level of driving ability or driving class, driving grading in terms of how advanced you are or how long you've been driving for, if that makes sense. So I don't have them, but you start off with your first year of driving with an L plate, which is a black L with a yellow background. That means L for learner. So you're a learner driver. And the rule here in Victoria is you have to drive a year on those yellow plates with a full licensed driver sitting beside you. And then the next year, you drive 1 year on the red P plates, which P stands for probationary. And then you transfer over to the green Ps for 3 years. I am on my second year of being on my green Ps. Again, P stands for probationary driver. So I'm just a probationary driver. Okay, so Eric Hoffman asked a question for your Q&A video. Of all your bicycle tours, what is the best moment that you can remember? That's a pretty tough question, Eric, because I have had quite a lot of moments that have been my best on bike tour, to be honest. There's been so many great things that have happened, so many awesome experiences, so many great things seen. They've been quite amazing experiences. I don't think I could put a finger on one thing. It could range, it's hard to get a best out of all the awesome things that have happened. For example, people giving money to you, just sitting at the front of a store and they give you money. Anything to you in general, just giving a helping hand. The things that I really cherish on bike tours, because you are in a vulnerable state traveling. And people who help you are blessings in disguise, and they're just absolute legends. I think I covered this on one of my videos before, but there hasn't been just one thing. I couldn't really answer that question fully. Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't answer that properly. Next question comes from Craig Hill, and I think he figured out how to work it out, but I'm just going to quickly answer it anyway, just in case anyone else is wondering. Hey Cody, are you on Etsy? Have you done a video about listing on it? Mainly doing the listings and how you would for vintage clothing you have got on a thrift. Then he replies again saying, all good, worked it out. Greta, what are you doing down there? You reckon up my tripod? You found the store. So I do sell on Etsy. So I do source for vintage items here and there. And when I do find them, I list them on Etsy as well as eBay as well. So I do the cross-listing thing. And when an item sells on either one of those platforms, I'll quickly pull it down. But I think I have my Etsy store linked down below in the comments if you want to check it out. If I don't, I will start putting it in the comments. But it's very simple to list on Etsy. It's pretty much exactly the same as eBay. It is very simple. Next comment, what do we got here? Reselling for life. That's number 4. Are Pendletons rare to find where you are in Australia? Don't think I've ever seen you find one. I haven't really found a Pendleton in terms of the classic Pendleton wool jackets and jumpers. I haven't found any of those at all. They're pretty, from my experience, they've been pretty difficult to come across. I definitely keep my eye out for them, and I know the brand from seeing other resellers' videos in past, especially the American resellers and stuff. I've come across a brand a couple of times, but not that classic jacket or, what they're really renownedly famous for. I have come across maybe some wool material button front long sleeve winter style shirts in Pendleton. They were like 2 Pendletons from the same thrift. And then from that point onwards, I have never, ever found Pendleton ever again. So it is pretty difficult to come across from my experience. Calling98 asked, "Hey Cody, do you have plans to do a bike tour in Australia with the college picker?" It has been on the cards and we have talked about it in the past. I believe it was back on the US tour we were considering maybe potentially planning in future to go ride around Australia, bike tour around Australia. It'd be super sick. Definitely hop over to CP's channel and leave a comment down below and ask him if he would be up for it. I think he would be in future. It's just we haven't made any plans or anything like that yet. So I'm not sure if it's going to go through. I have been wanting to explore my own country by bicycle. Many times I've had the thought of doing so. I have explored America and I've explored Japan, but I haven't even explored the land down under. So I'd definitely be up for it. It'd be an awesome and wicked adventure. Probably not at the moment, just because it's winter here and it's really cold. It gets really, really cold at night. I do really appreciate sleeping in a warm house at night and having warm showers when it's really cold. But maybe later on in the year when it becomes summer would be the better time to do it, but it isn't in the plans as of yet. So again, going back up to the comments, I just got another comment from For Culture King. When you first started, what were some of the struggles that you faced? Your boy, For Culture King. So some of the struggles I guess I faced in the beginning stages of selling on eBay was maybe the learning process of trying to figure out what stuff sells and what stuff doesn't. That was definitely a big hurdle to jump over and, learn about that stuff and then develop a knowledge base of profits in terms of not making mistakes and buying duds and stuff. But I guess the only way you're going to learn about that, you could learn from others who have written ebooks and stuff and learn like what brands sell and stuff. I have been considering making a book about like brands that sell in Australia and stuff, which would be pretty helpful, I think, for people. But the best way to learn is just to go to the eBay sold listings in the category that you want to sell in terms, for example, clothing. You just go to men's clothing if you're selling in that, and then just search for all the brands that are selling. Particularly try and search for like over $30 or more just to make your time worth it. That's just for me anyway. That's what I like to do, is sell items with higher price. But not getting too far away from the question, some other struggles I may have faced were, I don't know, to be honest. I guess that's kind of like the only real struggle. Like, you're going to have other struggles maybe. It just comes down to your personal sort of circumstance, if you have enough time to dedicate to it. When I was starting out, I was still in school and I was studying full on for year 12, so I didn't really have that much time to dedicate to thrifting and stuff, and I kind of did it in my spare time, and I still managed to do pretty well, I guess. But other than that, I don't really think, you might get the normal struggles of just the hustle struggle, like trying to get work done and just working through it. Sometimes you may feel demotivated and not motivated to go through with listing all those items tonight. You might want to do it tomorrow or something, for example. But for me, looking back, there wasn't really any other struggles I guess I really had. I hope that answered your question. Okay, so Ethan Tolby, I think it is, mate. I don't know if that's how you say your last name. So who's Jess Russ, mate? Story time. We saw that bit written in Sharpie on your closet, lol. I think he's referring to a little bit of text over there. And to be brutally honest, this was my sister's room before I moved in here. As you can tell by like the pink and like the girly colours and stuff. And she wrote that on there. And that's just one of her friends that she's written on there, I think. She's in my old room, which I kind of regret giving up to her. But you know what sisters are like. They sometimes seem to get their own way sometimes. And unfortunately, I never regained authority to get my old room back. So I'm stuck in this really small room. But it's just the way it is. So Aussie Picker No BS asks, how do you post out caps you sell? At the moment with the Cox Plates hats, I've been sending them out in just a polymailer bag, and that is it. But to be honest, looking at that in retrospect, I probably should be packaging them in maybe a box or something like that, just so it just prevents that top of the cap from dinting inwards. You stuck, Putty Cat. Let go, come on, go over there. So it probably prevents this from going inwards, which is kind of an issue, I guess. But I haven't had any issues just sending it out in a polymailer bag. But if you want to do it the proper way, I should probably practice what I preach. I would suggest just putting it in a box or something like that. I.M says, I could see you doing import-export research, that world traveler, Japan, Thailand, India. Definitely, that is something on the cards. I would love to do something like that. It's just a wicked excuse to do more world traveling. But I'm definitely looking into that, so don't you worry. So Lynn Dixon says, Cody, for the last 3 days I cannot upload any pics on eBay. So frustrating. I think it has to do with the new seller hub. I did get a few up last night, but again today can't list a thing. That really sucks because I've had the same experience as well lately on my computer. If you have a phone, I'm not sure if you've been doing them on the phone, but if you do have them on the phone, they seem to work for me personally, uploading the images on the phone, just uploading the images from computer via Dropbox and then using the Dropbox cloud to download the images, and it seems to work fine for me. But personally, I've been having problems with my internet connection, so I'm not sure if that's just me personally in my situation. But considering you're having some problems too, I'm assuming that's what's going on with you as well. But yeah, definitely try your phone if you haven't already. It may be a viable solution to your problem. Okay, so the college picker asked, he didn't really ask, he just put a question mark at the end, but I'm still going to talk about it just quickly. Did you go in the library all video? This is relating back to vlog 133. Yes, I went into the library and I did some work for about 3 hours or so, but I didn't record anything. And that's something that I have been wanting to pick up slack on, is recording, being more creative with the way I put these vlogs together and making them somewhat more of a movie style instead of, hey, this is what I'm doing and I'm doing this, now I'm doing that. Instead, sort of showing you guys the process of me doing that sort of section and blah blah blah, and just sort of telling the story, showing the story instead of telling the story. DMG Boots says, but does the secondhand kettle you just brought work properly? It works like a treat. We've been using it for about a week now, I think it was, from the last video, the Kicks vlog. Maybe it was a week or so ago, almost a week, and it hasn't missed a beat. It has been working awesomely. Okay, so Scene Netting asks, hey Cody, really interested in selling books through Amazon FBA. I was just wondering from your personal experience whether or not it's profitable. If it is okay to ask, how much money have you made from Amazon since starting? Thanks. So I believe I've kind of answered this question before. I'm not sure though, but I will answer it again. So for me, Amazon has definitely been profitable, and I've only sent out about 2 or 3 shipments since coming back from Japan and Thailand. I've just been trying to learn and improve the process of sourcing for the products. But let me just quickly hop over to the Amazon Seller Central app, and I'll share with you guys my sales that I've currently accumulated. So as you can see here, I've done $508 US since about August the 19th or so, which is when I sent out my first shipment. And then from then on, lately, there's been no sales at all. That's because I basically sold all the items that I sent out my first shipment sort of straight away, because they were higher rank items. So that's going to guarantee sort of quicker sales. And there's another shipment on the way to the Amazon warehouse, which is taking a little longer than usual. It should be there by tomorrow, by Monday. We'll see how that goes though. When that hits, probably as soon as that hit, I'll have to change the prices a little bit if they're fluctuated, since it's a time of dispatch to the warehouse. That's the one sort of problem selling overseas with Amazon FBA, is that the moment you send out the items, they're going to take about a week to get to America. And in that time frame, that week or so, by that time your price may drop or it might spike up. So you've got to adjust to it, because obviously if you set price at a good price, it's going to sell as soon as it hits the warehouse. When it gets to the warehouse, it may have gone up $20-$30 and you don't want to lose that potential profit. So you just got to change the prices accordingly. As soon as they hit the warehouse after that week or so, you may have to bring the price down so you can sell it at a instant, if it has that sort of a rank that is a quick selling rank. But answering the second part of the question, how much money have you made from Amazon since starting? If I was probably to count it, it's probably only $4,000 or so. I haven't really been doing it that hardcore. I've only been on and off it here and then. I started doing it maybe a year ago, but it was half-hearted. I wasn't really doing it that full on. I found a really cool Replens product, which is a product that you can come back to over and over again and sell it for really good profit. But that died down as the company that I was getting them from sort of sold out of the items and they never make them again. So that kind of punched me in the face, and because that was the sort of incentive to keep selling on Amazon, because I had that initial $500 or so in guaranteed profit each time of each shipment. But since that fell through, I no longer have that sort of safety net of guaranteed profit. So now it's become a lot more risky, and I've just sort of mixing up the plan on how I'm going to attack that and stuff. But enough of me blabbering on, and I may continue doing a few more questions. I think I'm coming to the end of all the comments. Brandon Cook asked, hey mate, liking the videos, just wondering if you need a registered ABN to do this. Cheers. I have an ABN number, so that's all I can really say on that. I asked an accountant mate when the time should be to change from a, no ABN to ABN, and he said basically that if it's like a hobby and if you're taking actions of it like being a hobby, then there's no need for an ABN. But if it's becoming more business-like in terms of you're going out on a constant basis and you're making money like constantly, then that's the time to sort of go register an ABN and pay your taxes. Alright, so I think Hungry Scene has asked, Scene's got another account by the looks of it. Sean, is it Sean or Scene? I don't know. I'm really bad with names. I'm sorry. But he asked the same question which I just answered about Amazon. So JG Lawn and Landscaping asked a question, do I drop ship with Shopify store? I do, and I already answered this, and then you emailed me and I never got back to your email, so by the time I edit this vlog and get it up, I will try and set aside some time to answer your email. Sorry that I haven't gotten back to you. I feel like a real bum about that, but I've just been so busy that it just got sidetracked, and I read kind of half the email and then I didn't get back to you. So I'll try and make that a priority to get back to you once I get this vlog up, and I'll answer your questions in more detail there. Okay, so George asks, hey man, what do you mostly sell on eBay if you don't mind? So it's kind of a bit of everything, but it's in the niche of clothing if you haven't already noticed. If you're watching my videos for quite a while, you would know what I sell, but as you can see, I've got shoes over here. You can't really see that, it's not in the direction of the camera. And clothes, just polo shirts, long sleeve jeans, all that sort of stuff. Anything that I can really make a profit on, to be honest, but most of it is in the clothing niche. I will buy some games here and there. I got quite a lot of bags there in yesterday's vlog, if you guys saw that. But yeah, just a whole variety of things. Okay, last question, and that will be it for today's video, I think. Hopefully. Alright, there's a few more questions. Some of them are FBA related stuff, and I want to make a video solely on FBA because it's such a really broad topic, and it's really hard to just answer like the real broad questions about it in one video because this video is getting way too long. So hopefully when I get the time, I will create a video that is going to explain this whole thing, and I'll try and add some value to you guys. But just quickly, an Amazon question. Any news about, well, first off, credit to Craig Hill. Hey Cody, any news about how Amazon will work here in Australia? Will it be like it is in the States, and will you use it more when it arrives here rather than sending it offshore? When you were scanning books, scanner on your phone? If so, which one? Do they work okay? Are you a member of the Green Room still? And would you go to Texas for one of their meetups ever? Do you wash all your items you sell? I have seen people in the States get sick from used clothing. Thanks, love the vlog. Awesome, thanks Craig for the comment. Such a long comment. I'm going to try and answer all of it as quickly as possible. So I'm not entirely sure how it's going to work here in Australia. I would imagine it's kind of similar to how it was when it first started out in America. You may have the same demand because Australians and Americans are very similar people in terms of their culture and all that sort of stuff. So I would imagine what's doing well on Amazon FBA will do well here. But there is that little difference as well. So it's really hard to predict, and I'm not entirely sure what's going down there. I'm not entirely sure what is going to happen. And I'm not sure about specifically the book market as well, if there's going to be a demand for the specific books. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens. And answering, will I send it here rather than offshore? So it just really depends if one item is selling better on the other platform than the other. That's all it really comes down to, just the profit difference there. I have never, probably ever, washed any clothing that I brought from the thrift. If it has a funky smell, I probably won't even buy it. And if it has a little stain, that's probably the only time when I'll clean it. If it has like a small little stain that I think I can probably wash out in the wash. But other than that, I don't clean them for the sake of cleaning them. They use clothing, and that's what they're buying, is pre-owned clothing, so that's what they should be expecting, right? I don't have a Bluetooth scanner. I just use the Amazon Seller app on my phone. It just takes access of your camera, and you can scan the book. I've already showed this in previous videos. I'm going really quick because I know this is going to be a drawn-out vlog, and I just want to get it finished so it's not any more longer for you guys to watch. You can scan the cover, or you can scan the barcode of the book if you want to sell books. And it works fine for me. If I was going to be doing scale more in the future, I would definitely look into investing a Bluetooth scanner. So I'll keep you guys updated if I do get one of those. And last question, I am still a Green Room member. I haven't been using the group as much as I have been in the past, only because I've been doing my own thing here on my own YouTube channel. That takes up a lot of time, and plus all the other stuff that I've been doing as well. I just don't have as much time as I used to. because I'm just working on so many projects. I still have plans to possibly go to a green room meetup in the future, but we'll see how that goes. I'm not entirely sure if I will, but it was super cool to go to the Texas green room meetup maybe a year or two ago. I can't believe it's been that long already. But that is it for today's vlog, everyone. Thank you for watching. So if you want me to answer any more questions, put a comment down below and I'll try and answer it in next week's Q&A video. But right now we're taking Dad to dinner. We're gonna have some dinner tonight, going out for dinner, celebrate Father's Day. So thanks again for watching the vlog, everyone. See you guys in tomorrow's. Bye. So we made our way to House Burgers, which is a burger restaurant. I'm gonna get this one. Where is it? This one. Bean patty burger. Sounds amazing. You guys excited?